Hey, what up, you guys? This is Danny B, and you're watching The Trash Stash. And in this video, I'm going to be showing off some of my vinyl records. I'm a huge music fan. I collect vinyls, CDs, tapes. I love all that shit. Even MP3s. So, I'm going to be showing off some of my records since I think that's probably the ones people would want to see the most. But here we go. It's mostly going to be hip-hop, but then I got some other stuff in there with it. So I got a ton of records. I got a record store right by my house, and it has a dollar bin. So I go in there and pick stuff up all the time. But for right now, I'm just going to show, like, the ones that are on my dresser. Alright, so first up, we got Too Short, Short Dogs in the House. I love Too Short. One of my favorite rappers, and this album is great. This is probably my favorite Too Short album, actually. Short Dogs in the House. Short but funky. Song's awesome. And I love the artwork on this especially. This is why I got this one on record. Because look how cool this artwork is with the cartoon dogs and stuff. And this was before Snoop put out the Doggy Style album. So, I mean, this all comes from George Clinton with the dogs and stuff, and but yeah, very cool. Alright, next up we got BG Knockout and Dresta 50/50 Love. This is a single, and I love this. I love this whole album. This is just the single, but I especially love this song. This is about them rapping about how there needs to stop being like fights between them and the old friends and stuff like that. Yeah. And this comes with like a couple instrumentals and radio version and DPG Killer. Their diss to Daz and Corrupt. Alright, then we get Ice Cube, the Lenticular Cover, Death Certificate. And this is my favorite Ice Cube album, actually. I have this one on CD too, but I picked this up because this is my favorite, and also such a badass lenticular cover of this. Then we got Ice Cube, War and Peace, Volume 1, the War Disc. I love this album. A lot of people don't like this so much. I love it. It's one of Cube's darkest albums. Yeah, it's just real atmospheric. He looks like the Crow. Yeah, very cool, very dark, eerie beats on this. Awesome. And I couldn't believe they put that out on vinyl too, so had to get it. And what's funny too is this one doesn't have the lenticular cover. This one has lenticular, but on CD this one has the lenticular cover. I don't know, kind of funny. Anyways, we got Murder Was the Case. This is my favorite Death Row album, and I have this one on CD too, but had to pick this up because I love this album that much to buy it twice. And I always love this. This has every song on this is awesome. And you got Ice Cube on one of the tracks, which is my favorite rapper, and Dog Pound, What Would You Do? Craziest beat I've ever heard. Love that song. And that's a diss to you know how BG Knockout and Dresta had that DPGK song? This was a response to them because they were beefing. Yeah, a lot of people love, like, you know, The Chronic is their favorite Death Row album, or Tupac's All Eyes on Me. Murder Was the Case has always been my favorite. And it's got that classic Nate Dogg song on there, One More Day. Man, fucking awesome, awesome, awesome album. All right, next up we got the Rocksteady Crew. 80s B-Boys breakdance crew. And this album is pretty cool. BB Boys and BB Girls. Yeah, classic, like, Bronx shit. Then we got this I found at Amoeba Records for like $2. Something called Mood Swingers. The Blessing. It's like some sort of single or promo album or something. It's pretty good. These guys, check out this is on YouTube, I think. Check out Mood Swingers, The Blessing. Yeah, it's a good song. And the other one, too, is good. All right, next up we got the Ghetto Boys. Till Death Do Us Part, but it doesn't have Willie on there, but it's got Big Mike, and he's a really good replacement. I don't know if he fits so good in with the Ghetto Boys, but he's an awesome rapper, and I actually like him better as a rapper than Willie. Yeah, this has straight gangsterism, look how they spell that, straight gangstaism, and also 6 Feet Deep is my favorite track on this. Yeah, and rest in peace to Bushwick Bill. Alright, next up we got E40. I hope I don't go back to slanging yayo. The single with the clean version and the album version and an acapella and the instrumental. Very cool. I love E40, and this song is great. Very cool to have this on vinyl. Alright, next up we got the Brat. The Brat-tat-tat-tat for all of y'all. This comes with a bunch of remixes and stuff. This is an awesome single. It's got a couple different versions. All are really cool. And a lot of the remixes are actually better than the original version. Yeah, the Brat, she's always been pretty cute. Like, even though sometimes she looks like a little too rugged or something, but she's a cutie underneath. And she's from Chicago too. One of the best rappers from Chicago. All right, next up we got the Floaters. Float on. Yeah, this is classic like soul music. Yeah, very cool. I don't know if I've checked out the whole album, but I've always loved that song. Float on. And I got that for $1. Alright, next up we got Curtis Mayfield, Superfly. One of the best albums ever. Curtis Mayfield made a fucking masterpiece with this album. Yeah, it's got Little Child, Running Wild. And this is the soundtrack to this movie, Superfly. Classic exploitation movie. And this thing folds out. And yeah, just an awesome album. My favorite track on this is actually what's it called? No Thing on Me. I love that song. No, you can't put no thing on me. Yeah. Pusher Man is classic. Freddy's Dead is awesome. Actually, Freddy's Dead is probably my favorite. No Thing on Me is probably my second favorite. But yeah, this whole album just is amazing. Alright, next up we got Jazz the 60s Volume 2. You know, I love some jazz music. I saw this thing for $2. Picked it up. I haven't listened to it yet, but I love like jazz music and samba and just all that kind of stuff. It's real relaxing. Like if you wake up in the morning and you're just drinking some coffee, put it on. It's great. Alright, then we got I found this for $1. Carlo Rusticelli. I think he's the one that did the music for Blood and Black Lace. I haven't checked this one out. Seduced and Abandoned. I haven't checked the soundtrack out, but if it's anything like the soundtrack on Blood and Black Lace, it'll be pretty good. If that's even the right guy. It might not even be the right guy, but for $1, I'll check it out. Then we got Surf Beats. You know, I love surf music. Dick Dale and the Challengers, and I love all that stuff. Yeah, this is Challengers. This is a Challengers album. I thought this was a compilation for a second. No, this is the Challengers Surf Beat. Yeah, I haven't listened to this, but I'm sure I've heard some of the songs and stuff on like different compilations. And this was $1, so I picked it up. All right, then we got Snoop Dogg, Snoop World. Oh no, the game is to be told, not to be sold. And this was actually, I still have the CD, but I remember buying this in middle school, the CD from No Limit Records, and this whole thing was like printed in silver foil. It was so amazing.
And I crack up just even looking at this picture to this day. Yeah, clearly all photoshopped, where he's got diamonds on the dogs and stuff. And, you know, a lot of people hate this album. They think it's like Snoop's weakest album and stuff. I really like it. Snoop World, that song is awesome. This whole thing has like a very generic sound to it. Like it just sounds like any other No Limit Records generic album. But I love it for that reason. It's got so many good songs, and Snoop is pretty good on all of them. There's a couple weak ones like woof, I make a like bow wow wow yippee. It's just, that song is pretty weak, but you know, I love it. It's memories. Alright, then I got the Creepshow 2 soundtrack. I love the theme from Creepshow 2, so I had to pick this up. The rest of the record is, it's alright, but that first track is worth it for me. I actually got this for Christmas. I asked for it for Christmas. And very cool release. It's got like the raft. It folds out, you know. Got the raft and like comics on there and stuff. Very cool. Love Creepshow 2. And it's very cool to have this. Alright, then we got Shannon, Let the Music Play. Some of the most 80s shit ever. This whole record is really good. Did Giorgio, what's his name, produce this? I'm not sure who produced this. Let me see. Mark Leggett and Chris Barbosa. But this whole album, yeah, is very 80s, very dance club 80s. Awesome. I got this for $1, and I never heard it, and yeah, it just blew my mind. Let the Music Play by Shannon. Alright, then we got the Ghostbusters 2 soundtrack. And the Ghostbusters 2 soundtrack is awesome. Bobby Brown is on like half of the tracks. You know, I'm a Bobby Brown fan. It's got Bobby Brown, New Edition, another Bobby Brown soundtrack. And then this, the second half is like, it's okay, but it's not as good as the first half. It's got Oingo Boingo and Run DMC on there. But yeah, those three, like the 2 Bobby Brown solos and the New Edition, are amazing. And the Dougie Fresh Spirit song, Spirit, let you hear it, or whatever he says, that song's pretty good. I don't remember the Promised Land. But yeah, awesome soundtrack, Ghostbusters 2. And I got that on cassette tape too, but had to get it on vinyl. Alright, next up we got Little Half Dead. The Dead Has Arisen. And this is a classic, like, Long Beach album. My favorite genre of rap is G-Funk. This is a classic G-Funk album. Live side, dead side. Very cool. He got that, you know, from Death Certificate. Every song on this is awesome. Had to Be a Hustler. That song is amazing. 12 Pack of Doja. East Side, West Side. I love that. That's got the chill from CMW on there. Now They Come Around with Quick to Mac and what's the other guy? But yeah, that song is awesome. This whole thing bumps. It's amazing. Amazing G-Funk album. Little Half Dead, The Dead Has Arisen. Alright, then we got the classic Doggy Style. I've always loved this album, of course. This is Snoop Doggy Dogg. His first solo album put out by Death Row Records. And sadly, this does not have the extra track at the end that got taken off for copyrights. But this is still very cool. My favorite track on this is actually the Shiznit. I love the Shiznit. And Gin and Juice is classic. Every song on this is great. The beats are great. Produced by Dr. Dre under the title, but I've heard like Daz Dillinger, his cousin, made all the beats on this. But whatever it is, whoever made the beats did an amazing job. And believe it or not, this is one I never had on CD. I always downloaded this thing. And then so finally, when I got a record player, I was like, let me pick that up because I don't have an official copy of it. Alright, then we got the Beach Boys, Endless Summer. Love the Beach Boys. Very cool, like surf music, doo-wop, pop, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, great group, great album. Everybody go surfing. Alright, then we got Richie Rich, Seasoned Veteran. This is a classic Bay Area album. It's got that song, Something About the West Coast. I love the song Questions. I don't know where it is on here, but it's got a song called Quest. Yeah, there it is. On side D, first one, and it features the Loonies. The Loonies are that classic group that put out 5 on it. Yeah, awesome album. Love Richie Rich. Alright, then we got an old funk album called Pockets. I listened to this and it was good. I couldn't tell you really what I remember about it. One Day at a Time is a good song. Gotta re-listen to it. And then last up we got Cypress Hill and How I Could Just Kill a Man. This is the single with the Funky Feel one on there too. Awesome song, awesome group. Yeah, I got this thing for like $4 or something. Pretty cool.
Alright, you guys, this is Danny B. You're watching The Trash Stash, and that was the Vinyl Collection Part 1. Let me know if you want to see CDs next, or more vinyls, or even tapes. I got all that stuff. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.